Wait. Why are people not clapping?
Drug trafficking. We've heard so much about drug abuse. I'm here to give a little exposition on drug trafficking. As you all are aware, drug trafficking is the trading, cultivation, or transportation or distribution of prohibited drug substances, whether within a state or across borders. Now, there's a body, the United Nations body called United Nations Office on Drug Crimes, UNODC, has been charged with the responsibility of what? Global maintenance and prevention of drug circulation across nations. But here in Nigeria, we have some key agencies that have been working in close synergy to prevent circulation of drugs. These bodies are, for example, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, National Agency for Food, Drug and Administration Control, NAFDAC, the Nigerian Police Force, the Nigerian Customs Service, the Nigerian Immigration Service, the Federal Ministry of Health, Federal Ministry of Justice, and then the civil social organizations. They all work together in partnership to ensure that drug trafficking is controlled to the barest minimum. Now, according to NAFDAC, a report from year 2022, it is recorded that over 8 million Nigerians are engaged in illicit drug trafficking. I hope you know what that means. Judging from the numbers of this year's presidential election, I think the winner emerged with 8 million votes. Is that true? So it means almost all the people that voted in the president, the new president, in that number are involved in drug trafficking. We are not saying drug use, drug racketeering. You can see how deadly that is. Now, we have data of states and people who are working, but we're not going to that. I want to give us an exposition on how people carry these drugs around to evade authorities. Now, we are saying this so that you'll be ambassadors of change, so that you question some of these things when you see them. Some of you are going to work in these agencies. Please do not compromise, because the fate of Nigeria depends on you. The first method they use is narco ambulances. This is a ploy they use to carry the semblance of conveying either a corpse or a sick person on emergency. So officers are not in a hurry to check these people. So that is a way they use to evade being caught. Another form is chemical masking. I'm saying this for people who buy second grade clothes. Be very careful. Drug traffickers have employed the use of dissolving drugs in chemicals. Now they dissolve it into bales of clothes and then export it. Now these clothes, when brought into the next country, into the target country, they are dissolved. The chemical is dissolved using, the drugs are dissolved using a chemical and then are reprocessed back. Now, marijuana and other drugs, a chemical can be used to dephase them, to change their nature, and they look somehow different from how they are. And then when they get to the country, the target country, they are sold. The third one is use of drones. People carry drugs and transport them across borders using drones. I hope you know what drones are. Now, body packing. This is the most common, and that's why young girls and boys are stolen and used for this purpose. A young girl or a young boy is being taped, glued, or in severe cases, body packing. A tissue of your body is cut open, and then they bury these drugs inside and then stitch it back, and then send you across borders. This has been found to be used on even minors, young boys and girls, animals, pets, agents, and what have you. Now, this is serious because it affects the carriers, the mules. We call them the mules. People who are used to convey drugs are called mules. Now, if you've been watching American movies for some time, you realize that these cartels are highly organized, highly sophisticated. They have high level of intelligence sharing, and they are connected. Now, these people use you either sometimes through blackmailing you, sometimes threatening your family, or sometimes they reward you afterwards with a huge financial benefit. Now, body packing is very, very dangerous. The next one is swallowing. You are made to swallow these drugs in latex, finger-like balloons. Nigerians are found to be the highest couriers of this method because one person can be found to swallow more than 15,000 fingers or balloons of these drugs. How do they get it done? They lubricate their throat and then they swallow this. And then when they get to the target country, the drugs are retrieved from their feces. Sometimes they have to take laxative. Laxatives are drugs that make you to purge, just so they can remove it. Now the risk involved is that if it bursts inside of you, you stand a high chance of dying immediately. And then your system works to weaken the drug. The drug itself is weakening the plastic which it is being stored in. Now, if you are not careful, it will be bursted. Now, another risk associated is that it can be identified. X-rays at airports and ports can detect these drugs even inside of your body tissues. Swallowing is... Now, another one is called padded bra and extra parts of the body. This is mostly carried out by females, where by the bra of the female is padded with drugs in between or other underwears. Now, this is done just to evade being caught. Smuggling inside animal or people, I think I've said that. Now, using unsuspecting participants. That's why if you are traveling, you should be very careful. The drug peddlers or traffickers might just put it in your bag, and unsuspectingly, you are there. And open your bag, you are the first to bring your bag, only for drugs to be found in your bag. In that case, whether they are caught, they are not the target, they are not the prime suspect. And sometimes they find a way of placing it in a vehicle. Put it close to the tire chamber, or close to the brake pad, or somewhere in the car. So much that when the driver comes to the target, he doesn't know, someone goes to the back and removes something. So they use unwitting measures in conveying these drugs. Now, according to UNDOC and IMF, now they said drug trafficking amounts to 600 billion every year. And if you check the gross market trade profit in the World Trade Organization, they said drugs alone, trafficking alone, amounts to 6.7%. And sorry, that's 6.7% trade profit, and then the margins are from 200% to 2,000% margin. Now, drugs trafficked mostly in Nigeria include marijuana, which is 76.6%, hashish, which is 50%, tramadol, which is 43.3%. Now, what is the age range of these drug carriers and drug traffickers? It is mostly from ages 18 to age 35 globally. I would like to stop here. Thank you so much and God bless you.